Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. And wanted to give a special thank you to Victor, who had gotten me this DVD, well, not DVD, but Blu-ray. And I gotta say, these Stream Factory ones I'm getting really addicted on, so that's why I put a bunch on my wish list. It's like, people said back in the day about Pokemon, which I was never into Pokemon, never collected Pokemon, but like, you gotta catch them all. So it's like, man, yeah, Swamp Thing, what is it, Terror Train, Terrorvision, the Video Dead, which I've never seen those. But was it Day of the Dead, Night of the Comet? It's like the horror show. It's just I wanted to get them all. But thanks to you, I just wanted to give a simple, not simple, but a strong thank you to people out there who have been very kind. Like Victor Trinidad, who sent me this, who got me this and sent me this, who bought me this. And thanks to you guys, you're the reasons why I have a pretty good collection of Stream Factory stuff, like the Funhouse, like the Nest, and Prison, and just you guys have been very kind on that. I mean, you've been very kind on it, so thank you very much. So thank you. Life Force is another one, and now The Fog. And I'm a big fan of The Fog. I thought this was a really nice job that Stream Factory did. But I just wanted to start out by saying thank you to you folks out there. Thank you. Now, The Fog is a film from 1980, and when I started this account, this particular account, I reviewed a lot of John Carpenter films, and they're still up. The reviews are still up. But that's when I had an older camera, and they were like 2, 3 parts. But yeah, those reviews are still up. I had to think about it for a minute. But this was the second film John Carpenter did. He did this film after Halloween. I'm not sure if it's the second film he did, but I know it's the film he did after Halloween. Because I know amidst this, you also had the Elvis TV movie. You had other films like, I think another TV movie, Someone's Watching Over Me. I forget what it is. I think with Adrienne Barbeau. I'm not sure that was. I think it was before. At least that's what Adrienne Barbeau says it was before, but I'm not sure because I haven't seen them. And John Carpenter, he's one of those directors. I have not seen Dark Star. I haven't seen the TV stuff like Elvis the movie. I've not seen, or the one with Adrienne Barbeau. And I have not seen the Masters of Horror segment of Pro Life. But the other stuff I've seen, and the only ones I didn't care for were Memories of Invisible Man. I didn't care for. The Ward I fucking hated. That's probably, I would say that's my least favorite Carpenter flick. And I did see the Masters of Horror Cigarette Burns. I wasn't really a fan of that one either. But pretty much the rest of Carpenter stuff I really enjoy. So to me, that guy has hit a home run more times than any director I can think of. That's why John Carpenter is my favorite director. But The Fog, it came out, and I think people thought it was going to be as big of a success as Halloween, and it was still a success. It just wasn't as big as Halloween. It's kind of like, Cobra with Stallone. It came out after Rambo 2, and since it wasn't as big as Rambo 2, it was classified as whatever. The Golden Child, which is my favorite Eddie Murphy film, that came out after Beverly Hills Cop. So because it wasn't as big as Beverly Hills Cop, even though it made $80 million, it's classified as a disappointment or this and that. This film cost around $1 million. It made over $20 million. That's a lot of money, but it wasn't as much as Halloween. So, but it's sort of gotten a reputation now, and it deserves. I would say this is one of my favorite ghost story movies. Before I get into the movie more, let me talk about the Scream Factory. This is the Blu-ray Collector's Edition. Really love this cover. Jamie Lee Curtis, Tom Atkins, Adrienne Barbeau, Hal Holbrook. Love the ghosts. Blake and the other ghosts. Antonio Bay. What you can't see won't hurt you. It'll kill you. They really do a great job with these covers. I thought it was really wonderful covers. And then it also has a slipcase, so you can have that cover. Actually, before I get to that, also even the disc has another poster. See right there, which I thought was cool. But then you can also flip the slipcase around, which is what I tend to do, so that way I have both. I thought that's a really cool idea. Just really, I like that they keep going with this concept, and you have the original bolt your doors, lock your windows. There's something in the fog with Jamie Lee Curtis right there. And even the backs are different. Like you look at the back of this is different. Hell holding the gold cross, and then this is different. So I like even the backs are different. They have that little touch. Now, as for the features, I think they did a really good job with the features. Granted, I'm greedy, so I would love to have seen a new documentary on the film, but I'm greedy. But you have you have the features from the old DVD. You have a audio commentary of John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, who's no longer with us. That was from the old DVD. Then you have a brand new commentary, and all these people are in the same room. Sean Clark, who I like Sean Clark, he moderates it. And the three people they bring in is Adrienne Barbeau, Tom Atkins, and production designer Tom Lee Wallace. And it's a very fun commentary. I like when the people are put together. It's much more of a fun commentary, which I enjoy listening to. You have a new interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, which I will admit she's pretty honest. It's about a 20-minute interview. Of course, she talks good things about Halloween. She's not really a fan of The Fog. And I'm kind of like, well, then why didn't you do an interview for Halloween 2 instead of The Fog if you don't like it? I mean, she's being honest. And actually, she talks a couple good things about Halloween 2, which I was surprised by. Yeah, Terror Train, she was like, uh, it's not great, but it's fine, or I forget how she worded it. Like, prom night is prom night, which I'm like, what the hell? What does that mean? Prom night is prom night. Road games. She talked a little bit about road games as well, because I didn't really get a sense of whether she liked it or didn't like it, but I know she compared the director Richard Franklin and his producer to John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, so that's a compliment, at least in my eyes. But still an interesting interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, and pretty good, 20 minutes long. Nice to finally see her get interviewed about it. You have featurettes from the old DVD, Inside the Fog featurette, Fear on Film featurette, Fog storyboard the film featurette. You have an interview with Dean Cundey about being the DP in a few John Carpenter films. You have another Horrors Hallowed Grounds, which I love these. I wish I could have every single one of these Horrors Hallowed Grounds, or I wish Horrors Hallowed Grounds or Sean Clark. I wish that was a TV show every week or every month. I would love to see that. That would be great. It could be an internet show. I just think that'd be an awesome show. And basically, Sean Clark looking at these locations. You have an appearance once again of Robert Russler, which, if you don't know, throughout Nightmare on Elm Street 1, the Halloween 2, and Halloween 3. I'm not sure there's another one, but at least those three. And then this one, Robert Russler keeps coming up and bugging Sean Clark. What are you going to do Elm Street 2? What are you going to do Elm Street 2? And this one, they go into church. I'm like, is that who I think it is? Is Robert Russler praying? It's like, I'm praying that you do Elm Street 2. And starts talking about, well, come on, well, how about Vamp? Grace Jones bit me on the neck. How is like, how about Amityville? And Sean Clark's like, well, actually, Shout Factory's doing the Amityville set. And then Robert Rice is like, all right, Next Generation. And Sean Clark's like, well, we're actually doing the first 3 films. I mean, come on, man, Next Generation. It wasn't even about a house. It was about like a mirror. And he's like, you got a point. So I thought that was a lot of fun. I like that Robert Russler. I love he's sort of become a recurring character in these. I think that's a lot of fun. I want to see as many of these Horrors Hallowed Grounds as possible. Um, I'm not sure if that Crystal Lake Memories one, if they got him. If not, that's a shame. I'm guessing not, because he was probably busy doing stuff like The Fog, and I guess there's one on The Howling, which I would love to see, which is why it's on my wish list, the Howling one. I mean, I got a couple of Stream Factories on my Amazon wish list, for hopefully one day down the road. But if they didn't get him, that's too bad. I would love to see him do a Horror's Hallowed Grounds on the Friday the 13th films. I think that'd be great. He did Halloween 2, Halloween 3, did The Fog, did Nightmare on Elm Street, so it'd be nice to see the Friday the 13th ones. Outtakes, trailers, TV spots, photo gallery. There's an Easter egg about like the ABC Saturday Night Movie promo. So a lot of features, a lot of features. So I definitely think they did a good job with this. As for picture quality, I'm not really the best in saying if it has a good picture quality or not. I thought it was fine. I thought the picture quality was fine. I thought it sounded fine, but I'm not really the right guy to judge that kind of stuff. I just thought it looked fine. Looked good enough to me. I had no problems with it. But the fog, and so I think that this collector's edition Blu-ray, I think they did a good job with it. I think you can get this on DVD as well, I believe. I think you can just get a DVD of it, I believe. Could be wrong, but I believe so. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I love the film still. I would say it's one of my favorite ghost story movies because I love the legend, the Antonio Bay. I love the locations they use for Antonio Bay. And 100 years ago, there was a ship, and people put these bonfires on the beach and tricked their ass, and they got fucking killed, and they stole their gold. So 100 years later, for the celebration of this town, Antonio Bay, they've come back amidst the fog, and um, I really do enjoy the score. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite scores. I mean, I would say I enjoy scores to The Thing, Prince of Darkness, Escape from New York, Saw Precinct 13. But I still really enjoy the Fog score, especially this one. I know on YouTube it's part of something called Reel 9 and stuff, but it's like when the fog comes in, the music goes boom, 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 boom. I'm doing a shitty job of it, but it's sort of this nice build up. I really love that. And I think the film looks great. It's him and Dean Cundey really make the use the widescreen format to the best ability. I thought for a film that when you find out that apparently the first cut didn't work and they went back and they shot a lot of additional photography, like for example in the opening we see shots of the cars blinking their headlights and the store stuff inside the store shaking, the gas pumps. That was all shot later. I believe the scene where the guy, you think he's dead, and he gets up and has his scalpels ready to kill Jamie Lee Curtis. That's was shot later. Up close to the kills, like a knife going in or a hook, that was apparently shot later. I think the scene where Adrienne Barbeau is on top of of the lighthouse and dealing with these ghosts, I believe that was shot later. So it's like, wow, they really shot a lot of stuff, which all those scenes worked well for the film. So it's one of those films that if you never told me, I never would have known this film had problems production wise. Because apparently they did the first cut and it didn't work and they went back. So maybe that's why, John Carpenter on the commentary says he's proud of the film, but then sometimes I hear that this isn't his favorite. And maybe that's the case. Maybe this isn't his favorite, but he could still be proud of it. He should be proud of it. I think, and Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's too harsh on the film. I'll be honest. I mean, it's her opinion, but I think she's too harsh on the film. I mean, I'd rather watch this than A Fish Called Wanda. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of A Fish Called Wanda that much. I think uh, I'd rather watch this than Fierce Creatures. I'd rather watch this than Halloween Resurrection. I'd rather watch this than I like Trading Places, but I'd rather watch this than Trading Places. I really enjoy the film. I think the cast works well. Adrienne Barbeau as a radio DJ. Tom Atkins as a fisherman who picks up Jamie Lee Curtis, who's a hitchhiker. Hal Holbrook as a priest. You have Janet Leigh as a mayor. I think she's a mayor. John Houseman at the beginning, telling this story about the legend, about what happened, to these kids at a campfire. That was a nice way to open it. Has sort of an old school, vibe. Like this would be an old school ghost story. It's more about mood and atmosphere. It's less about. It's not like action. It's not about gore. I mean, it's rated R. People do get killed, but I think you get enough more of an impact without having blood and guts. I think there's a lot of good looking shots of the fog rolling in, like it has a mind of its own. I like these old school effects or how they did it. You want to see it done shitty? Watch the Fog remake. That film sucked ass. It sucks my fucking taint. The Fog remake is how you do it in a shitty way. PG-13 teeny bopper horror flick with the guy from Smallville. Okay, I'd rather watch this with a bunch of people who I think are better actors, to be blatantly honest. I love the way the ghosts look. Most of them are in shadows or they're amidst the fog. Uh, like this shot here. I don't know why, for some reason, I haven't seen The Keep, but some parts of this, when I see images of The Keep, it makes me think of. I don't know what it is. Maybe just seeing the cross and the way the white light and yeah, this creature where you see like these red eyes. I haven't seen The Keep. I've seen pictures of The Keep and clips of The Keep, and I wonder if the director saw a little bit of this film, and probably not. But I like the use of the fog. I like the use of, for example, Adrienne Barbeau's son is with this sort of woman watching over him while she's at her work, and this old woman is telling the kid to go to bed, go to your room, and he's like, fine, okay. And as he leaves, she gets taken out the door, and then one grabs her, and then these two come out of the fog and take care of her. And I thought that was well handled, well shot. I think it just has a good mixture of the score, a good ensemble cast. You have atmosphere. This Carpenter knows how to do atmosphere for the most part. I say most part because I hated The Ward. The reason I hate The Ward is it didn't even seem like a Carpenter film to me. It just didn't sound like it. Well, because he didn't do the music. It just didn't feel like a Carpenter film. Just if you if you didn't tell me it was a Carpenter film, I would have been like, okay, I buy that. That's a Carpenter film, really? Just didn't feel like it to me. But it has a good mood and atmosphere. I'm trying to think which moments. I don't want to forget any moments that really stand out to me because the whole film I think works well. It's a more of a slow build up. It's not like all of a sudden you get action, action. It's not that kind of movie. But I was fine with it because it just has a great mood. It has a great atmosphere, and with pieces of the score and the shots of Antonio Bay and the fog coming in, and she's going, Adrian Barber's going, it's like there's like some light coming out of the fog, and you have the Charles Cyphers, his character, going to the door, opening, and all this fog, and he gets killed right in the neck. You have a couple fishermen, including George Buck Flower, who's in They Live and stuff, and they're fishermen. They get killed, and you have like a knife going in here and a hook going in there. I think they need like, what is it, 9 people or something, sort of for revenge of what happened. Plus, they want their gold back, which the priest finds, and it's like this gold cross. I don't know. It just has an old school vibe to it and tone. I think all the actors work well. I mean, it's not like Jamie Lee Curtis had tons of stuff to do. This is more of an ensemble piece, and I would say it's more Adrienne Barbeau's movie than Jamie Lee Curtis's movie. It's definitely more Adrienne Barbeau's movie. And her dealings with the ghosts among the lighthouse or on top of the lighthouse. She gets hit and slides down, trying to fight them off. I just think it's a well done film. It's under 90 minutes, so it doesn't outstay its welcome. The ghosts are hidden for the most part in shadow or in the fog. I believe the lead one, Blake, was played by Rob Bottin. I know one of the others was Tom Lee Wallace as well. Um, And I guess in a way they're ghost pirates if you think about it. The ship they look like was a pirate ship, and they're ghost pirates. In a way, you could say that. I just whenever a ghost movie, this is what I think of: great ghost story. I think that's really at the end of the day, it's a great ghost story. Just well handled, well filmed, no use of bullshit MTV editing, having to tone it down for fucking PG-13 in any every way, shape, and form. Trying to cast someone just based on their looks instead of the fact they can act, which I think these people can act. Having a director who knows what the fuck he's doing. Having someone on the camera who knows how to shoot the film so it looks great, which is Dean Cundy. Supplying a spooky score. The film just really, it works. John Carpenter's The Fog, it would definitely be. I think I did a list of my favorite Carpenter films, and this was definitely in the top 10. But yeah, I love The Fog. I love it. I love that they did a special edition. I really like the features. I think you got all the features you can. Because Tom actors, Adrienne Barbeau, they talked about the film in the commentary. Adrienne Barbeau was interviewed on that old featurette from back in the day. You have a new interview with Jamie Lee Curtis. You have a commentary with John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. Again, I'm just greedy, so I would like to see like a new documentary. But yeah, I don't know what more to say. I love The Fog. I think it's a great film. I think it's a great horror film. And again, I'm addicted to these Scream Factories, so I want to get as many as I can. Because I know so far I got, well, I don't got, but I put on my wish list so I can keep track of them. Night of the Comet, Terror Train, Terror Vision, The Video Dead, Day of the Dead, The Howling, and Swamp Thing. And just the horror show and the Psalm Piece of 13, which are coming out. I want to add those when they're able, just so I can keep track of them, because I really want to get them. Just need to get the money. But I sincerely, no bullshit aside, thank you, Victor Trinidad, for the wonderful gift. It's not the only gift he had, but thank you so much for it. Thank you so much for watching. Screen Factory, I think, did a great job with this. And either way, thanks for watching. Take care. And one other thing I really enjoy about the film was at the end where Adrienne Barbeau gives a speech about the fog. And shit, if I planned it out, I could have fucking ended it with that, but I didn't. Shit. Damn it, why the fuck didn't I think of it? Damn it. Oh, hell. That's how it goes. But it kind of reminds you of the thing from Another World where the guy goes, keep watching the skies, keep watching the skies. And fuck, I'm just gonna see if, yeah, I like the way. I mean, it's not the final ending. I mean, the final ending is Hal Holbrook's, that scene. But this is kind of like the theme from the world of the 50s. Keep watching the skies. But I like the way it ends, so I thought this is the best way to end it. I don't know what happened to Antonio Bay tonight. Something came out of the fog and tried to destroy us. In one moment, it vanished. But if this has been anything but a nightmare, if we don't wake up to find ourselves safe in our beds, it could come again. To the ships at sea who can hear my voice, look across the water into the darkness. Look for the fog.